What is going on, guys? Your boy Gamers Goon. And finally, the Goon has come back to the NFL predictions, man. Kind of been slowing down on the NFL predictions. The last couple of weeks have not uploaded a video for the NFL predictions. I've been very busy over the last couple of weeks. But we are back, finally. We are back for the NFL predictions. I just want to let you guys know the NBA season's coming up, so you can expect to see some videos on the NBA as well. And obviously with the wrestling content that we're going to have in the upcoming months. So be tuned in for all that. But this video is week 7, the NFL. Who do I think is going to win the match, the games? First, we got the Kansas City Chiefs tonight. It is a Thursday right now. Versus Denver. Now, usually I would tell you that the Thursday night games have been a little bizarre this year. They've been pretty bizarre. I think we can all agree that not a lot of people expected the teams that have won to win, or nobody expected the Giants to get off to a hot start last week. They ended up losing, but been a lot of wild stuff happening on Thursday nights, but I cannot see it happening this Thursday. The Chiefs are facing Denver in Denver. The Chiefs have had a rough start to the year. A lot of people hyped them up. They've kind of fell flat on their faces so far. Denver has been a team that's been on the rise lately. I've seen progression through their team in the games I have watched, and they finally got their win. So I think Denver could make this game interesting. But I'm going to have to put 3 points on the Chiefs for this game. I'm going to say that the Chiefs are going to win this game 27 to Denver's 24. I think this should be a good game, but I think the Chiefs are going to be able to win this game. The Chiefs could prove me wrong. They could go out there and put 40 points up on the board, but I really think that this should be a close game. Next, we got the Rams at Atlanta. What do you want me to tell you here, man? What do you want me to tell you? 2 teams that came into this year with some high hopes for them. The Falcons, we thought maybe they could get into the playoffs. The Rams, obviously, a high-powered offense. We thought they would be one of the leaders in the NFC. But that's been far the case from both of these teams. The Falcons haven't looked good, and the Rams have struggled a little bit. But I can't see the Rams struggling against Atlanta. Atlanta's just not been good this year. I have 6 points on the Rams in this game. Give me the Rams. I'm going to take the Rams 28 to the Falcons 17. I just can't see the Falcons getting anything going anytime soon. I mean, they've been underwhelming, and I don't see how the Rams can't. If they can't close out Atlanta, man, this Rams team should never be in preseason or post or mid-season hype for making the Super Bowl possibly on the NFC side of things. Because you can't be that underwhelming and end up like. I haven't seen a lot of the Rams this year, man. I really haven't. I mean, they have not performed to the capabilities I thought they would. I thought they'd be the high-power offense they were last year, but it's been far from that. Next, we got Miami at Buffalo. Buffalo has been one of the big surprises this year. Not a lot of people expected Buffalo to get off to their hot start, 4-1. I believe they had their bye week last week, if I'm not mistaken. Did they? Did they have their bye last week? Yeah, they didn't play anybody last week, so they did have their bye last week. But Buffalo's been one of the teams that kind of surprised everybody. The Dolphins, kind of where we expected them to be at the bottom of the pack. The Dolphins are not a good team. They are tanking. They played the Redskins last week, and they lost. They lost to the Redskins. That was their best chance of the season to get a victory. If they couldn't get it against the Redskins, they're not going to get it against Buffalo. Give me Buffalo 35-0. The Dolphins ain't going to score on Buffalo. They ain't going to do it. But that Buffalo offense, man, is going to get some points on the board. They're going to get the points on the board, man. Next, we got the Jags at the Bengals. The Bengals have also been another underwhelming team this year. I thought maybe they could be a decent 7-9 or a 6-10 middle-of-the-pack team, but they've proved me wrong. The Jags been a little hit or miss this season, whether or not they are going to come up and play to the capabilities we know they can. But I mean, you got the Bengals. It's a gimme game for the Jags. If the Jags can't win it, I'd be shocked. I have 13 points on the Jags, and I think I forgot to mention that I have 14 points on the Bills. For the Jags game, give me the Jags 27 to the Bengals 13. Next, we got the Vikings at Detroit. They got Minnesota traveling to Detroit. And Detroit should have won against the Packers. The rest blew the game against that. But I'm not going to tell you they should beat the Vikings. I'm not going to tell you that. I'm not going to tell you that. You know why? Because the Vikings have been impressive. They've been a little weak, but they've been able to pull out some games I didn't think they should have. The Vikings, I think they're going to be able to beat the Lions. Both teams are middle of the pack. I mean, they don't look great, but they're looking good enough. I think the Vikings should be able to pull this game out against the Lions. I have 4 confidence points on the Vikings pulling this game out 28 to the Lions 27, losing just by that much, just 2 weeks in a row. Very unfortunate for the Lions. They should have beat the Packers last week. They have a chance of beating the Vikings this week, and I want them to because I'm a Bears fan. So the Vikings and the Packers need to lose games because they're the ones in front of the Chicago Bears. And the Lions, I'm not really worried about them in the playoff run. So next, we got the Raiders at the Packers, and this should be an interesting game. I don't think the Packers team is as good as their record shows. This team is, I believe, 5-1 this season or something close to that, but they're not that good. They're not as good as their record shows. They should have lost to Detroit. The Bears had a chance week 1. So there's 2 games right there. This team is not as good as their record shows. The Raiders have been a team that really surprised me. Came out, looks like real contenders. This was one of the teams at the beginning of the year everybody just nixed off. Hey, they might win 2 or 3 games this season. That's about it. But they've been able to make some games competitive this season. I think the Raiders will give the Packers the run for the money. But at the end of the day, Aaron Rodgers is going to prevail, and I'm going to give the Packers the victory 30-27, 5 points on Green Bay. It's a win-win situation for me. I want the Packers to lose, but I picked the Packers to win. So either way, I win. Next, we got my lowest confidence points, and that's 1 point on the Texans-Indianapolis game. And the Colts and the Texans are going to be an interesting game. I mean, the Texans' defense is not as good as people are making out to be, but they're a decent defense. The Colts have shocked a lot of people this year. I mean, nobody thought Jacoby Brissett would have the year he's having and be able to win the games they have. I thought maybe they'd win in maybe a good 4 or 5 games with Jacoby Brissett. He shocked us. Jacoby Brissett looks great. And the Texans obviously have Deshaun Watson, DeAndre Hopkins, Fuller. I believe they have Kenny Stills. They have a good team offensively, too. And that's the only reason I'm going to give the Texans this game. I think this will be a close game. Indianapolis and Houston always seem to have pretty interesting games, so I think this should be one to watch. But the Texans I have are the winners. I got the Texans 23 to the Colts 21. The Cardinals at the Giants. This should be interesting. We should be seeing a rookie duel between Kyler Murray and Danny Dimes, Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones looks pretty good. I mean, he's coming off a bad game. He had 3 interceptions, but a lot of that was just wrong spot a throw that the ball ended up at the wrong spot at the wrong time for Danny. It bobbled catches, and it was one of those games. I mean, not a lot of those were huge things I would look at and be like, well, that was just a bad play. I mean, he had some deflections. He had a great catch in the back of the end zone off of an interception that just happened to be completed. But Danny Dimes, I think, can get past this Cardinals defense. I think he will. I have the Giants with 7 points on them. I got the Giants winning this game 24-17. Give me Danny Dimes, man. Give me Danny Dimes. I dropped him on fantasy this week, and I'm putting my boy Mitchell Trubisky back in. That might be a bad decision. That might be. Next, we got the 49ers at Washington. They are going to be playing the Redskins. The Redskins finally got their first victory, and that's going to be their last. I'm sorry. I am sorry, Washington fans. That is their last. You're not beating the 49ers. The 49ers have arguably, and I believe I will take this to my grave, at least for this year. The 49ers have been the most impressive team in the entire NFL. Their record shows it. Bosa has been insane defensively. Garoppolo's looked good. Their offense has looked good. The three-headed running back scenario there with Coleman and Breida and then Mossert, that's looking good for them. And then obviously you got guys like Dante Pettis who can get some yards for you. You got Kittle, phenomenal. It's a really good team over there. It's a really good team. The defense is looking nice with Bosa at the front. I really do like what they're doing over in San Francisco. And I got 12 points on the 49ers winning this game. And I'm going to give you a big margin. It's going to be 38-7. 38-7. The Chargers will be traveling to Tennessee to play the Ryan Tannehill. He's going to be the starter for the Titans this week. That's interesting. That is. Mariota is getting benched. As you know, I have Mariota merchandise, so I'm kind of a little salty about that. But because Mariota is going to the college I'm going to, Oregon. But Mariota is getting benched in favor of Ryan Tannehill. The Chargers, I think, will be able to exploit Ryan Tannehill's first game this season. And I think the Chargers are going to be able to win this game pretty handily, 24-10. Give me the Chargers. I got 8 points on the Chargers. We got a scary game now. A scary game. I actually want to know some more about this Bears game real quick. So, I won't even cut. I won't even cut. You'll see my live reaction. Because if it's a good reaction, you'll know that I'm happy. But if it's, oh no, we're screwed, then we might be into some trouble. We might be in some trouble. Hold on. We got to go to the Saints roster. This is some serious stuff. Breeze was throwing a regulation ball 2 days ago. He should not be playing against Chicago. Thank God. Thank God, man. That would have been bad for Chicago. That would have been bad if Breeze came back in Chicago. Breeze is out for them. Kamara's questionable, so Chicago might get lucky this week. They might get lucky this week with Breeze and Kamara. Breeze is ruled out, but Kamara might be out, so we might get lucky. I don't want to play Breeze. Please, Breeze, just stay off for one more week, man. But Chicago, I got my boys winning. I got the Bears. Let's go. A bear down. 2 points on Chicago. 2 points. Mitchell Trubisky will be back. Kyle Long's out for the season. Well, he's on the IR. He might come back. Taylor Gabriel's back. Obviously, we got Akeem Hicks out for the rest of the season, which is going to suck for our D-line. But we are getting Bilal Nichols back, and he's going to be playing with a cast on the D-line, so I don't know how well that's going to work out. So we're going to need to see Khalil, and we're going to need to see Roquan and Danny and Bilal possibly, and Roy Robertson Harris, and all those guys need to show up on the D-line for us if we're going to beat the Saints. Because offensively, we might have a chance against our defense, but I wouldn't put too much faith into our offense because our offense has been a little weak this year. But hopefully my boy Mitch comes back and just picks right off where he left last season, where he was playing some good football, drove us down the field, and then Cody Parkey missed the field goal. But I want to see that Mitchell Trubisky. Just play like everyone is your last drive. You got to get the ball in the middle. You got to get towards the outside. Just make the throws. There's no pressure. Just play like this is a playoff game. Play like you played the playoff games. Play it relaxed. There's no need. You don't need to be some 40 touchdown passer. You don't need it. There's no pressure on you, Mitch. Just play the football that we saw you play towards the end of last season. Play calm. Play collected. Play as if we are a playoff team. Play that we don't need to worry. about losing our playoff spot. When we knew we were going to be in the playoffs last year, you played phenomenal. You played phenomenal, man. So just relax a little and win the game. We're going to win this game 24-10. You heard me. 24-10. Kamara, you're getting stopped, buddy. If you play, you're getting stopped. Teddy Bridgewater, you're getting stopped. Now, if Drew Brees is in the story, it might be a different story, but as of right now, the Bears are winning the game. We're winning. We're winning. There's no doubt in my mind. We are beating the Saints. Next, we got the Ravens in Seattle. This is going to be a fun game. We have two fun quarterbacks, and Lamar Jackson and Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson's a little slower than what he used to be, but it's fine. That's fine. Give me the Seahawks. Seahawks have been pretty impressive this year. Their defense looks nice, and Russell Wilson and company look nice offensively. So, give me the Seahawks. I got 9 points on the Seahawks. Give me the Seahawks at 27-20. Philadelphia at Dallas. Dallas fans, I tweeted this out last Monday. I picked you guys to win. I picked you guys to win last week, and I'm very disappointed in you guys. But I don't ever, at least for the rest of 2020, at least for the rest of this season, I don't ever want to hear another Cowboys fan say that they look like a Super Bowl team, they're a playoff team, they're looking good this year. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it ever again. You guys lost. You lost. You cannot beat good teams. You can beat the bums. You can't beat the good teams. The Eagles aren't bums. That's the issue that the Cowboys are facing this week. The Eagles. Now, the Cowboys were... If this was week 4, I'd tell you the Cowboys were going to win this game. But the Cowboys can only beat bums. They can't. I'm sorry. Dallas fans, if you guys even make the playoffs, you guys are getting embarrassed. You can only go as far as Dak Prescott can take. And I don't know how far that is. I really don't. But you guys have been getting embarrassed. Every time you've played real competition, you've been embarrassed. I think the Eagles are good enough to make you guys look bad. Give me the Eagles. I got the Eagles at 35-25. 35-25. That means there's going to be a safety in the game. Congratulations. That doesn't mean anything. Doesn't mean anything. Wentz is going to expose you guys. Fletcher Cox is going to expose you guys. You guys aren't that great. You aren't. I'm sorry. You're not. Deal with it. Deal with it. You guys have been the most underwhelming team when it comes to big games. I've been just utterly disappointed in. I'm sorry. You guys have just underdelivered. After week 3, I would have been like, oh yeah, I would love to see a game between the Cowboys and the Saints. I'd love to see a game between the Cowboys and the 49ers. I don't even want to watch a Cowboys game anymore. They've been disgraceful. They've been horrible. I don't ever want to see another Cowboys game. I don't ever want to hear it. I don't want to see anybody hyping them up, even if they do win. I don't want to see it. Your team's not good. They've been bad. They've been bad. Next, we got the Patriots at the Jets, and I am going to take none other than my boy, Tom Brady. Tom Brady is going to get the job done against the Jets. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. It's going to happen on Monday Night Football. The score is going to be 42-13. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. This will be uploaded. I believe I'm going to upload this. Actually, I believe I'm going to probably upload this Friday. But if you guys want the proof that I proved this beforehand, let's shoot a little yeah, you see the time? It's October 17th. Oh, by the way, Taylor Gabriel is the background, so there you go. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys next time in the next video. And as of right now, I am out.